what's up, everybody? All right. This is going to be a video on different types of topics within the spectrum of Cisco certifications. What do I mean? You're going to have switch virtual interfaces. You're going to have layer 3 ether channel. You're going to have routing protocols. You're going to have version 2, EIGRP, and OSPF in a multi-area environment, which means that you're going to be doing redistribution. So the spectrum will be CCNA, CCNP core, even the NRC. Okay, so different things that are happening within that, because you need to understand all these different topics and all the intricacies, all the complexities, all the things that are going to be involved to include IPs, right? That you're going to have to understand the why you're doing it and how you're going to do it. All right, especially when it comes to the redistribution of the routing protocols, which they don't teach you until you get to the CCNP core, and then you get to troubleshoot it at the CCNP NRC level. But if you go out there in the field, that's what I'm going to be calling it from now on. All right, in the field, you need to know this stuff, because I don't care if you got an A+ certification. Oh, you got an A+? Oh, man, you must know everything from programming to web design to networking to everything. So you're applying for a job. If you go to any employer that's worth their weight in, they're worth their weight in salt, they're going to test you. Do you really know? Hey, I'm A+, Network Plus, because I know people that have 50 certifications, 100 certifications, and they can't put two computers together. Okay, because they just read the book, they researched 6,000 questions, and they got their certification. Just like a college person, right? University person, spending 4 years, and they still got to go to a tech school because they don't know how to, they don't know how to put two computers together. They can't even create an IP printer. All right, so you need to know that stuff. So this topology that I'm about to show you, and when I show you, I'll explain it to you. This is what we're going to configure. So there's multiple topics that's going to spread through a spectrum of CCNA, CCNP core, and CCNP NRC. Why? Because the troubleshooting comes in, right? The troubleshooting comes in. All right, so without further ado, let's get it done. Yeah, and stick with it, okay? I know you're going to fast forward through a lot of this stuff. Stick with it. Understand. All right, so what do we got here? So we got PCs, all right? And this side, this right here is the same thing on this side, except this has EIGRP, AS100. This has RIP version 2, okay? So here we got the 192.168.100.0. The IPs are already done. It takes it to the other screen. That's upsetting. So here's the IP. I do not go into what you guys are doing and the university teachers out there doing. Just go in here, just do it here. No, go to your desktop, go to your IP configuration, because you're going to right click on your freaking NIC cards and go in there unless you're using a dashboard. Go in here to put the IP addresses. What IP address you put, I don't care. If you want to use this, fine. If you don't. Make it make sense. Know that you know what you're doing. All right. So what I do, okay, is that lowest IP addresses go to end devices, higher IP addresses go to networking devices. How do I make that? So I know who's who when I'm doing show commands or whatever. That's me. That's what I do. All right. So here, this is going to be the gateway for this PC. So we're configuring and switch virtual interface here on VLAN 1. Means just put an IP address on a VLAN. There it is. All right. And then we're going to do layer 3 ether channel. That's the future. Layer 3 ether channel. That's what they want. No more layer 2 ether channel. Why? Why they don't want layer 2 ether channel? Because span tree comes back. Span tree comes back. It notices the redundancies. So it's not scalable. So layer 3. And if you do layer 3, that means you're routing. That's why you see that routing protocol here. And then this guy up here, why does it have an IP address? It's not an ether channel because this is a routed port. So you have SVIs, ether channel, and routed ports. Then you have multiple area OSPF. You got to have area 0. That's the backbone. Multiple area. So you have inter-area. What are the LSI types? We'll get to it. All right. And then we have the same thing on this side, but here we have EIGRP, which uses different things. All right. So enough talk. Let's get it done. We know that the PCs have already their IP addresses. Let's go to the switch. All right. Boom. MLS1. Int. VLAN. Oh, capital letters, capital letters. Oh, wait a minute. You can't see that. Wow. Zoom it in, zoom it in, zoom it in. Zoom, 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 zoom. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Cool. Say no. Yeah, you can see that. All right. So I can't see that. You guys can see that. All right. So we go to VLAN 1. Oh, sorry. Int. Interface VLAN 1. And put it in caps. Int VLAN 1. Now I'm inside the interface. So now I put the IP address. IP address in the interface of the VLAN, not on an actual port or interface as we call them as well. Some people have a confusion because of that. I don't understand why. 192.168.100.254.255.205.205.0, right? And then you do a no shut. This is the only one, the native VLAN. Whichever one you put as a native VLAN, and that's another video altogether, but if VLAN 1, you leave it as the native VLAN, which it is by default, it doesn't come up automatically. You have to no-shut it, okay? You have to no-shut it. All right, cool. So let's test this. Let's test this if this actually works. And in your certifications, as far as CCNA, you do have to probably do this. I know that for CCNP, you can get away with this, all right? But it's not going to kill you type copy run start. It's not that much. All right, so that should be there. One thing I like about the packet tracer is that this button right here, that fast forward button, it's awesome. Okay, I don't have to wait for things to happen. I can make it happen. All right, now I'm going to ping my gateway. Ping 192.168.100.254. Great. Now my access switch is my gateway. And that is what's happening right now. All right, in the spanning leaf type of topology, which we don't have, but that's what they're doing. Your access layer switches will be your gateways. No longer will they be your routers. All right. All right. So we got that SVI done. Whew, that was difficult. No. Now we're going to go ahead and do our layer 3 ether channel. So I'm going to open up this. I'm going to reopen up the switch. Man. Okay. That's port 20 and 21. How do I know this? Because I configured it. Because the packet tracer does this. They hide. All right, so I'm going to do a range. All right, let's first go to global configuration. Int range F0/20-21. Okay, right now, don't make a mistake when you're putting the ranges, especially in the packet tracer. All right, it's a pain to get it back out to put it correctly. So get it right the first time. So we're inside this range. Now, this is layer 3 of the channel, means we need to put an IP address. We can only put an IP address on ports that are have layer 3 functionality. Right, we're in a port now, not in a VLAN. All right, so even though they call it interface, don't get confused. All right, we need to take out the layer 2 functionality. So what do we do? No switch port. Now they're layer 3 ports. Now we can actually put an IP address on them if we wish to do so. All right, but that comes later. Now we're going to go ahead and do channel hyphen group. This is group 1, first group. And what mode? When in doubt, question mark. Active. Why active? You figure they may want you to, because active, if you do active, you see what it says here, LACP. That means that it's gonna send, hey, we're LACP, we're gonna send LACP messages to you. Okay, active. And passive is going to be listening for LACP messages. And if you do auto, that's PACP, and desirable, that's PACP. You can read, you can see it. But this is Cisco. But Cisco's in love with LACP, especially in the certifications. Okay? So what are you going to do? Active. Okay? Awesome. So we now just turned it to channel group mode, channel group 1 mode. Then I'm going to do channel hyphen protocol. You can do it vice versa. It doesn't really matter. Channel hyphen protocol. What are we using? LACP. Awesome. Now that we've done that, I'm going to exit out. This is just the way I do it. Interface. What is it? Interface port channel 1 IP address. You can tell the IP address. That's 10.1.1.5, 255.2. Too many fives. .255.255.0. Too many S's. Spelling is very important. All right, and then do DWR, obviously. If you're doing this, you should be able to. If it's CCNA, cover on side. And this you can get away with. The command is show ether channel summary. All right, and this comes up. And it says port channel 1, R, layer 3, D, capital D, it's down. We're running the LACP protocol on what ports? F020 and F021. What does this mean? It's well, I call it isolated. It's standalone. Standalone. Okay? Terminology. But you can also do this. This is what I do in the packet tracer just to be fast. Show ES. Obviously, in the real iOS, you're not going to do that. There's a lot of commands that are going to start with E or S, whatever, so you can't do that. So just tab your way through or whatever you want to do. But now we got to do the other side. But let me just tell you a little. Well, let's finish it, then I'll tell you. All right, so that's this switch down here. I'm going to go up here to this switch. And again, it does that because it's retarded. Okay, I don't know. Enable, CompT, host name, MLS2. All right. Forget what it. Why did last put MLS2? This is MLS1. If you're paying attention to that, you're paying attention to the wrong thing. Okay? Pay attention to what I'm putting here. All right. What are we doing? Ether channel. Int, same range. Don't mess this up. F0/20-21. All right. Take out the layer 2 functionality. No switch port. Awesome. Channel. Let's do it backwards. We're not backwards, but the other backwards from what we did at first. Channel protocol. LACP. Channel group. Same group. 1 mode active. Active. Oh, misspelling. I'm telling you, spelling counts. It's really important to know how to spell. There you go. We're going to exit. Give it the other side IP address. So we got to go into int port channel 1. See how I tab? It's not that I'm typing fast. IP address 10.1.1.6. 255.255.255. Hey, first time I fat finger the keyboard and it comes out correct. Awesome. Nope, that's wrong. 252. Did I put 255? What did I put in the other one? Did I put the right one in the other one? Let me see. Is that one still open? Sure is. MLS1. Is the IP address that I put in there correct? Yeah, it's correct. That's this one, dude. Oh, what? MLS2. Oh, here's MLS0. Duh. Yeah. Oh, see, look. I put it wrong. That's what happens when you try to go fast. CompT, int port channel. I could have done 5 up there, but import channel 192.168.100.5, 255.255.255.252. What? Oh, import channel 1. How about that? And using the IP address, not the mask. Oh, you do need the mask. Import channel 1. I'm trying to put 2 things at once. Oh, relax, Lance. Relax. You can do this, man. You can do this. 192.168.100.5, 205.205.205.252. It overlaps with 4. Really? Let's copy that. Let's see what we got, man. Oh, yes. Oops. Space. And we start troubleshooting right from the get-go. All right. That is awesome. Show IP in brief. So, because it's not 192.168.100. Of course it's going to overlap because it's a 10.1.1.5. You've got to love IT, baby. Int port channel 1 IP address 10.1.1.5, 255, 255, 255, 252. There we go. IP in brief. We got that, we got that, we got that, we got that. All right, show IP, nope, show ether channel, show port ether channel. Let's see. It should be good. Let me see if we get ping 6. Ping 10.1.1.6. That we're good. All right, cool. So IP mistake, it does that. It does that. Why does it do that? I don't know. All right, but that's layer 3 ether channel. We're using active. All right. Now, you saw the command that said no switch port? That takes out the layer. Let me put my face back in here. You saw when I put the no switch port command to take out the layer 2 functionality, and I can put an IP address on those ports? Yeah, Cisco wants you to do that first. If you go to their documentation, they want you to do it in the range, right? And inside the port channel. So actually, in the Cisco documentation, they create the port channel, they do no switch port, and they go into the range, and then they. So I don't do it that way. All right. So I don't follow that. I do it my way. I do the range of commands, right? The range of the ports. I do the no switch port. I do what active because that's LACP. That's what we're using, and that's what Cisco's in love with in the certifications. And then I go into the port channel, and then I put the IP address. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do the routed port. So let's go back in there. Bring this back up. That's port. Should be G01. Yeah, G01. See how it hides it? All right. So we're going to do interface G0/1. How do we? Oh, that's a no. Haha. Int G0/1. IP. Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. No switch ports. Awesome. IP address. 10.1.1.9. 255. 255.9. 255. 255. 255. Awesome. WR. I don't need to no shut it. Now we're going to go to the router. Okay. Work our way up, huh? We're here. There we go. I'm saying 9 Einherren. All right. Enable, conf, most name, R1. Why? Because it's the first router. Int G0/0 IP address 10.1.1.10 255 255 255 252. No shut. UWR. So now you can see that turned green. Yeah, that turned green. But we can't ping, can we? Cannot ping all the way down. We have to do RIP version 2. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's run RIP version 2. All right. RIP version 2, it's a distance vector routing protocol. So you better do the no auto summary. That's the takeaway from here. Router RIP version 2. Why in the world is Network Plus still teaching version 1? I don't know. Okay. Net. CompTIA's got to catch up. Network 10.1.1.8. No. 10.0.0.0. That's it. I'm not going to advertise the 1. This is a classful boundary. And let me show you why. I'm going to do WR this. Okay. I'm not going to get out of it. But you have to type an auto summary. Why? Do show IP protocols. This is when you go to an interview and they just found out this because they just Googled it and they're trying to trip you up. Because summarization is in effect. Summarization is in effect. So if you don't put an auto summary, when it sends out the updates, it's going to send it with the default classful boundary, a CIDR 8. And if it's all 10, it won't know where to go. All right. So that's why you type an auto summary. So now I type an auto summary. So in router configuration mode, do WR that. I'm not going to get out of it. And then do show IP protocols. Very good command, by the way. Very good command. And now it says summarization is not in effect. Okay. For those of you that are going to interviews and they're trying to be tricky with you. Oh, what is this? They just Googled it before you went to the interview. All right. So now we need to put a routing protocol RIP here. So we're going to go router RIP. Hey, what happened? Oh, IP routing is not enabled. Okay. IP routing, router RIP. There you go. Vert 2. What networks am I attached to? The 10. 10.0.0. Oops, sorry. Network. Exciting. Network 10.0.0. Well, I'm never doing that again. It sounds like a certain somebody sounds like an idiot. Then no auto summary. UWR. All right. So we got that switch going on there. Let's go to this switch. Maximizing. Wow. IP routing. Well, we got to enable that. Router RIP. Network 10.0.0. But you're also the LAN that's beneath you. Net 192.168.100.0. Hey, Laz, why'd you put the third octet? Because the Class E. Classical boundary of a Class E is right here. Classical boundary of a Class A is right here. All right, so we're going to do an auto summary. UWR. Let's take a look at the routing table, shall we? Swipe it out. And now we see the 10.1.8. Can we pick the router, which is 10.1.10, 10.1.1.10. That's why the fast forward button's there. Okay, so we can. So let's see if we do it from the PC itself, right? That's the whole point. And one of the things with Cisco certifications, you better friggin' verify. Okay, you better verify so you can get to where you need to get to. That you're doing what they ask you to do. So this is where this comes in because I just don't have time to play around. But it timed out on me. It timed out on me. How dare it? How dare it? Okay, let's see how far we can go. We know we can get to our gateway. All right. All right. Can we get to 10.1.1.5? We can get there. Can we get to 6? We get to 6. I just don't have time. So there's an issue here. We'll fix it. Don't worry about it. Packet tracer, guarantee you. All right. There's no need for trunking. So if you're thinking about trunking, there's no trunking here. There's an ether channel. If this switch can ping all the way across, we're in VLAN 1 that could go across trunk ports or access ports. It should be able to get to where it needs to go. Let's take a look at the routing table up here on the router. All right. Swipe here out. Yeah, look, we're troubleshooting. Isn't this cool? And we do not see that network. Did I advertise the wrong network for some reason? Or is there like, what happened here? This is getting me upset. But it's been this way for a while. So let's do our pipe command. Show, oops, click in it. Show run pipe section rep. I did advertise it. We did the auto summary command. Oh, you know what we didn't do? What didn't we do? RIP version 2. So config T, router RIP version 2. Not 3. Not just staying, not yet anyway. UWR. All right. So let's see now if it works. I mean, it should have worked regardless. Let me see something. That's a fault with the iOS. So before we did the pipe command, right? We didn't see it was version 2. So I'm going to copy this, Control C it, paste it. Oh, paste it. Yeah, okay, we see version 2 now. Okay. So can we ping now? Please. There we go. So it's a version 2 thing. There we go. It was a version 2. That's all I took. That's all I took. All right, so check to see. That's why version 1 we don't use anymore. All right, so let's go across. Let's not go across. Let's do this guy. Let's do this right here. All right. So we got the PC one. Well, that's done. That's done. All we need to do is just put IP addresses in there. Let's check it. 200.1, 200.54. We're cool. We're cool. Let's go in here. All right. Let's do this. Nope. All right, let's call it what it says. I don't know. Big T, caps, host name, MLS. This is 4. Let's make it 4. Whatever. All right, and then we're going to do int VLAN 1 IP address 192.168.200.254 255.205.255.0 null shut. Awesome. All right. See, we can ping our gateway. Let's go to the PC. Ah, Lord. You gotta love it. 192.168.200.254. Awesome. We can ping. All right. Let's go now and do our ether channel. Get out of there. Don't mess up the range. Same range, 20 and 21. We port channel 1, so a whole different LAN. So we're gonna do int. All right, let's line up my fingers here on the keyboard. Int range F0/20-21 null switch port. Layer 3. All right, channel hyphen protocol. I got it. Lag P. Channel hyphen group mode. Oh, sorry. I forgot the one. Channel group 1. Let's call this 1. Mode active. Okay, here we go. Now we get exits. Going to import channel 1. The IP address will be, and you can see it right here. That's the network. So 10.1.1.13. 255.255.252. WR. All right, or copy run start if you go to enable mode. All right, we're gonna do it right from here. We're gonna do a do show ES. So there's our ether channel there. Awesome. Let's do the other side right here. Again, don't mess up the port range because you will hate life. We're gonna say no. Enable, conf T, this is who? MLS3. Conf T, host name, MLS3. All right. Int range F0/20-21. There you go. Then no switch port. Okay. Channel hyphen protocol lag P. Channel hyphen group. Channel hyphen group 1 mode active. Exit. Int port channel 1, the other side of the IP address. IP address 10.1.1.14. 255.255.252. UWR. Show E. There you go. So you can see the full thing. Show you the summary. Right. So now we see that, hey, layer 3 ether channel is up. Right. Because that's what the U means. That we're using lag P in these ports. And look, it's a P, not an I. What does the P stand for? In port channel. So it's working. It's working. All right, so now we need to come to this switch, which we're already there, so I'm not going to close it. And that's int G01. That's going to be our routed port, int G0/1, which it's 16 the network, so this is going to be 17 right here. We're going to say IP, not JIP, IP address 10.1.1.17, 255.255.252. What did I forget to do? What did I forget to do? See, you guys are not looking. You're not paying attention. We do no switch port. Then we're going to do that. All right, UWR. And now we come here. This is the router. CLI, say no. Autumn, conf key. Host name, R3. Wait a minute, R1, R2, R3? Yeah, R3. Okay. Excuse me. So, yeah. Int G00. IP address. All right. 10.1.1.18. 255.255.255.252. No shots. Now, obviously, we're not going to get to where we need to go. So we got to do the routing protocol. And there it is right there. So we're going to do router EIGRP 100 network. Okay, it's going to be now here. Now for the CCNA, you can probably do it both ways. You can just put the classful boundary and do no auto summary. Or you can do this. I believe that they're letting me. I haven't taken a CCNA in a long time, but feedback that I get from my students. There's a network, and you can actually put a wildcard mask. All right. So you can do that because do show IP protocols. There's no need to There's no need to do the no auto summary because automatic summarization is disabled. So how we did in RIP that we did no auto summary, no need to do that in EIGRP. If you do it, is something crazy going to happen? No, let you type it. All right, no big deal. But you don't have to in these iOSs. You don't have to in these latest iOSs for EIGRP because it is a hybrid or an advanced distance vector routing protocol. Okay, so no auto summary. Not that they teach you EIGRP in the CCNA or the CCNP. When you get to the RC advanced routing, you better already know EIGRP. All right, so do WR, but I do. I show you all routing protocols. All right, so that's done there. All right, let's do a show IP protocols. Make sure that it's there. All right, there's EIGRP 100. All right, there's your K values right there. There's your router ID. Choose the highest IP address for IPv4. Okay, so we are running EIGRP. All right, so now we got to go to the switches and run EIGRP. But remember, we got to do what now? We got to enable routing. So we do IP routing. Now we're going to do router EIGRP 100 single autonomous system. Then we do network. And we're going to do 10.1.1.16, 0003, and one adjacency is up. We can also do, well, we got 12. Then we just up arrow, work smarter, not harder. Okay, and there you go. All right, so we got these two in here. No need to do no auto summary. If you want to do it, do it. Whatever. It's not going to kill you if you do. They're not going to gig you if you do. I don't think so. I don't think it shouldn't really. So let's go right here to this switch now and do the same thing. So exits, router, EIGRP 100. Oh, come on, Laz. There we go. And then network, 10.1.1.12, 0003. There's your adjacency. Network, 192.168.200. Oh, look at that. Where am I writing there? What kind of numbering format is that? 168.200.0.000.255. Here we are. All right, cool. Let's go to the router this time, and let's take a look at the routing table. Select it out, and you see you got these. Right? So you should be able to ping the PC. Let's ping it. Ping 192.168.200.1. And we got connectivity. Lovely. So we have connectivity for our LANs, right? Now we got to get connectivity across our transit network. So let's do this. So with practice, this is going to be second nature to you. Okay? It will. You just got to practice every day. Interface G0/1. Because the labs and the certification is what count. IP address. This is 1.1.1.1. Let's just do that. 255 dot. This is a 24-bit 0. And just no shut dots. All right. We're not going to do OSPF. We'll come back and do it later. Let's go to router 2. There we are, router 2. Radux. All right. Some bond down there, config T. Host name R2. All right, and we do interface G02. Wow, 2. IP address 101.1.2, 255, 255.0. No shut. Should turn green, please. Thank you very much. Int G0/1. Int G0/1. IP address. And then it's the 2 network, 2.2.2.1. 255.255.255.0. No shut A. No shut. Yep. Okay, so here we are. And then let's go to the last router. All we got is that one interface. Just that one interface. Okay, which is int G02. Conf T int G0/2. IP address 2.2.2.2. 255. Oops. 255.0. No shut. Awesome. Now, obviously, we have no connectivity, so we got to do the routing protocol. Let me just show you a newer way of doing it. Config T, interface G0/2, make it a lot quicker. IP OSPF 1, area 1. There you go. Done. Just go into the interface and do it that way. So much easier. Network this, network that. No. Exit. I want to make sure I know I'm the right interface. So int G0/1, IP OSPF 1, area 1. Right, and then a barrel, that's G02, area 0. Lovely. And then the last router is G01. Int G0/1, IP OSPF 1, area 0. Area 0. Here we are. All right, what I want to do is I'm going to fast forward through time. All right, and go here. And you can see that full loading went through the 7 different states. If you're doing IPv6, it's now 8, because after the down, you have an attempt. All right, you can do all this stuff. Show IP int brief. No, not show IP int brief. Show IP route. Sorry. No, these show commands. So you can see here we have an O inter area 2222222. So we can get to over here. All right, that is what? So show IP OSPF database. All right, and then real quick here, there's your router ID. It chooses it its own in IPv4. Here's your LSA type 1. All right, your LSA type 2, and there's your LSA type 3 coming from the ABR. Okay, who is the ABR? This one. You want to know? Let me come back, put my face. You want to know more information about OSPF and the LSAs and all that? Go to globed.net. Okay, there's an OSPF course there. All right, that I'm completing. All right, that goes into all the different types of areas, not only normal areas, but stub areas and NSSA. Totally stub, just stub, totally NSSA, just NSSA, and normal areas. Multi-area OSPF. All right, you need to know this. So back to the lab. Boom. All right, so we have connectivity here, we have connectivity here, but we're not going to have connectivity across because this router, nobody else knows how to speak RIP, right? He doesn't know how to speak RIP. He's connected to it, but so we got to tell RIP, hey, RIP, talk to OSPF. Hey, OSPF, talk to RIP. Okay, let's get that done. So we're going to come over here. Very simple, basic redistribution. So we're going to go router, OSPF 1, all right? Redistribute RIP, and this is extremely important, but whatever. Redistribute RIP, and you can actually put a metric if you wanted to in here, okay? But you don't have to. What you really need to do is a metric type, and I'm going into what I'm doing in my course. Oops, sorry. A metric type, and you can put type 1 or type 2. it gets this little math. It just basically says if you do type 1, and it'll prefer type 1 over type 2, but the default is type 2, where it says, well, if you put a metric command in there, a redistribution metric, right? That I told you don't have to, but if you put one in there, it's going to use that and then whatever the forwarding path is. So it's going to increase the metric as you get further away. Okay. Where if you do metric type 2, it's just going to use the redistribution metric. All right. So let's just put 2, right? And then get out of there. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right. And now I'm going to do router. Oh, I should have put subnets, but it's okay. Let's see if it works. And now I'll put subnets. Router, OSPF. Oh, no. Router RIP. Router RIP. Version 2. Oh, I thought I needed more. Sorry. Read this, OSPF. What do I need? A process ID number. And you can put a metric for that as well. No need to do that. You can just hit enter right there. So let's see what happens. All right. Let's see what happens. Minimize this. Let's come over here. Now this is an ABR because you have RIP. Well, really, this is an ASBR because this is RIP outside the OSPF routing domain. All right. So you do show IP route. And there, obviously, you see RIPs and all that good stuff. Oh, okay. And let me show you what I meant by normal errors and all that. Show IP protocols. Protocols. Right. So space, there you go. So you see normal, stub, and SSA. So we have normal areas because I've not configured a stub or an SSA. But if you go to the OSPF course and go back, you'll know how to do that. So, all right, let's see what this router sees. Show, enable, swipe it out. And hey, look, we got an O with an external type 2 for the 100 network. Ain't that cool? All right, so let's say we ping 192.168.100.1. Can I get all the way over there? Fast forward through time. And again, the hops is probably, I should have put a metric, which I really didn't. So I should have put that metric in there in OSPF when we were redistributing. Let me go in here. Go back into, that's the troubleshooting part of it. Router RIP, read this, it overwrites it, OSPF 1, and metric, right? 016 sounds familiar with like OSPF, you can put 6, okay? DWR. I'm crazy when it comes to saving stuff, so let's fast forward through time, come back up here, maximize that. Now I can ping, see that? Let's do a look at the routing table. Boom. And now I can ping all the way to that. It was just a metric. I didn't want to do it, but there you go. That's how you fix that issue. You see how it uses, the redistribution uses the metric. All right, but now we got EIGRP on this side. So nobody's learning the EIGRP routes. So we got to tell this router. So these are 2 external routes. Oh, look at that. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to do enable config team, show IP protocols, right? Whoa. Do show IP protocols. All right, so we got EIGRP 100. That's it. And we got OSPF. We got to know how to talk to each other. All right, so let's do router, OSPF 1. Read this, EIGRP, autonomous system. And again, here you have metrics that you can use. So when we use a metric here, what do we put? OSPF default metric. Just put 1. Okay. And if you keep going, all right, you can put metric. Oh, and another line. You can put metric type. You can put subnets, what have you. All right. All that. So I'm just going to leave it as that. Well, I should put a metric type. I'm going to hit enter at this point. Well, I can put metric. It says I can do metric type here. So I can. Metric type, let's give it 2 as well. Okay. Only Cloudflow networks will be redistributed. So So if we put subnets, we know that. Really? On one line? Okay. Let's see what happens. All right. So now we do, that was, what was that? OSPF, right? Yeah. So we went to EIGRP, router, EIGRP 100, read this, OSPF 1, obviously, right? Because you go here, it says the process ID number, and then you have a metric that you can use. But here now they want to, you're going to use the bandwidth, right? You know, it's what you see under the interfaces that you can put in here. So we can put a bandwidth of, what is the bandwidth for? This is Ethernet. I'm just put, let's put 1500. I don't know. OSPF 1 metric. The first one is bandwidth. Let's put that. Put that. And then delay. Let's put I think it's 2000. And then we can put reliability is 255. Reliability is 255. It says where 255 is 100% reliable. And then the MTU 1500. And then that's it. UWR. So question mark. So let's see what's going on. Let's fast forward through time. And let's go to router 1 and see if we're actually learning EIGRP routes. Router out. So now we still got RIP going on here. We don't have any EIGRP on the other side. We should see the 200 and we're not. Let's come away here. See if that's the case still. Enable, complete router. Oh, sorry, no, I didn't have to do all that. Swipe your route. So no, we're not getting anything from EIGRP. Let's take a look at it. And again, the pipe commands are really, really nice. Lowercase, show, run, pipe, section, EIGRP. So we're redistributing EIGRP 1, okay, a metric of 1 default, and then subnets, right, for OSPF. And then just up arrow and do OSPF. So here we got IP OSPF area 1. Redistribute OSPF 1 metric, okay, 1500, 2000, 255. This could be wrong, okay. And then redistribute EIGRP 1 metric 1 subnets, okay. So this is for area 1. Okay, that's fine. Did I do this in OSPF? Why is this here? Did I do that? That's weird. Router OSPF 1. You can't redistribute OSPF into OSPF. You understand what I'm saying? So this is just, I don't recall doing that. But okay. No. Yeah, you're not allowed to redistribute to each other. Oh, what the heck was that? So let's do this if it didn't get rid of it. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. Make it simple. To make it simple, no router OSPF 1. How about that? All right, and let's bring this down so we can take a look at the networks. All right, not the networks, but at so I'm going to first put the protocol back. Interface G0/2 IP OSPF 1 area 1. So that's good. So we got OSPF again. Okay. So now one of the things is I want to take a look at this interface real quick. Show interface G0/0. So when it was asking us in EIGRP, remember all those numbers, there's your reliability, there's 255, your load is 255. So the bandwidth is 123, 123, so 1 million. Okay, the delay is 10. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I messed that up big time. So let's maximize that. Control C, and we're gonna do a config T, router OSPF 1, read this EIGRP concept of 100 only Cloudflare networks. Okay, will be redistributed. So they want all in one line. Okay, metric. The first one is the OSPF default metric. One. Metric type is external. So metric type, let's put 2. And just put subnets at the end. Okay. There we are. Let's go into EIGRP, route of GPT. Do show, let's take a look at this first. Show run type section EIGRP. Okay, so that's what we're going to change right there. Router GPT, right? Router EIGRP 100. Okay, hit enter. Let me pick this out. Cool. So we're going to do read this OSPF 1 metric. First number is bandwidth. So the bandwidth, let's go up here. The bandwidth that they have is 1 million. One, two, three. And then the delay is 10. You saw that. And then the reliability is 255. The other one is 255. And then the last one, NTU, is 1500. All right. Let's see. All right. Fast forward through time 2 million times. Show IP route. There we go. There's your 200 right there. Okay, so we added the subnets command when redistributing inside OSPF. Okay, we added the subnets command, and that's why I did it when we redistributed EIGRP into OSPF. So we did 200, and we put the right metrics in EIGRP. Remember, when we're doing OSPF, 15, that 1 million and all that good stuff. The bandwidth, the delay, reliability, the load, NTU. So we got that going. So we should now be able to ping all the way across. All right. So that's up arrow 100. Let's ping to that, and then the PC itself. So you get from the PC all the way. So why couldn't this PC get to the gate? This PC cannot go all the way across. I just got to ping from one side to the other. Remember? It was giving me timeouts. One 192.168.100. No, 200. Genius. Lovely. Now, complete lab. We can get across. We have IPs, Ether channel, multiple routing protocols, RIP version 2 on one side, EIGRP, their exterior routes to OSPF domain. So we did the metric 2 type right? We redistributed RIP into OSPF and OSPF into RIP, and we redistributed OSPF into EIGRP and EIGRP into OSPF, right? Multi-area OSPF. So this took, because we did some troubleshooting as well. It's a 53 minutes, but we did a lot. We configured, we troubleshooted. We had to troubleshoot the EIGRP redistribution. We forgot to put in subnets. We put in the wrong metrics, the bandwidth, and all that good stuff. So once we got it right, we're able to get across, and that's the whole point, all right? But you need to understand these concepts. So I urge you to go to globed.net. There's courses there right now. There's a course, OSPF V2, all right? Our promo code still, it's called Spooky 2023. You can take advantage of. So go check it out. But these are possible labs, not this whole thing, but portions of it that you may see in any one of the three that I mentioned: CCNA, CCNP Core, and CCNP and RC. Okay? I'll see you next time. Good luck.